Hello, this is Mike Messier, and this is the first time I've ever done a live webcam YouTube shtick, whatever it's called. But I'm happy to be here, happy using this modern technology to babble about pro wrestling. So last night there was a nice big pay-per-view called Hardcore Justice, which you probably watched or you didn't, and you're hoping for the results. Well, let me just say this. I thought it was a good show. It was probably an A- show on the old F to A scale. I think the wrestlers did a great job at not getting killed or hurting themselves further. A lot of these guys, you might know, are very injured and full of injuries, hence being injured from a year of being hardcore or years of being hardcore and extreme. And it was good to see that they took a little bit more care with themselves. Even the fire that the Dudley Boys used on cojones seemed to be used very safely and so forth. Now, you might be wondering, why would a wrestling fan even care if the wrestlers are safe? Well, a lot of these extreme wrestlers, Brian Lee, Chris Candido, etc., as we know, have died early in life, and I really just don't see why you need to push the envelope with the wrestlers doing supposedly extreme things to entertain us. So I think for the guys that are still around, the Ravens, Tommy Dreamers, Two Cold Scorpios, it was a great show. I think they all did a great job and they deserve our respect. So here, rock and roll to the wrestlers of the old ECW, EV2, whatever it's called now. So just some further thoughts on the exactness of the show. I thought the Sabu Rob Van Dam match was very good. I think sure they've lost a step or two, especially Sabu, but he did have a great performance anyway, and it makes you appreciate exactly how good these guys are or were in their peak. To see them now, Sabu's got to be about 40 years old or so, still doing his dives off the top rope, his chair maneuvers. If you were around during the mid 90s, or if you've seen the tapes of Sabu from back then in that era, then you realize how good he was, and you appreciate it even more. Van Dam obviously still has a lot left in the gas tank, and he's kind of the one guy that transcends his career being great in ECW and also being great in TNA. So it's good to see him as kind of the guy that crosses that perimeter or whatever. And Tommy Dreamer, good to see him stepping up to be the top promoter of the EV2. Apparently, Rob Van Dam was the brainchild of One Night Stand back in WWE 2005 era. That's what we were told anyway. And it's good to see that Tommy Dreamer, who was kind of an unofficial assistant to Paul Heyman back in the day, as Taz would say, good to see Tommy Dreamer able to step up and do his own thing without Heyman fiddle fucking everything. And what else can I say? I thought the Raven Dreamer match was pretty dramatic. Once again, you know, you can say these guys have lost a step or a half a step, but still the storytelling on behalf of Raven, Tommy Dreamer, even Beulah McGillicuddy, and the twins at ringside, Tommy Dreamer's daughters actually, I thought was quite effective and interesting. I'm trying to make eye contact with the camera, not the keyboard, so you don't look at my face like that the whole time. But it's hard. I've never done this before. Yeah. So what else? Overall, it was a good show. The opening match was a little sticky. Simon Diamond and Swinger, who I kind of stopped watching ECW when those guys were getting big. No offense to them, and nothing personal against them. I just wasn't very familiar with their antics. But the FBI is always good for a chuckle. I would have liked to have seen PJ Polacco, also known as Just Incredible, get a few more moves of offense in against Stevie Richards. I thought that match, Stevie Richards versus PJ, it was good. Could have been better. I think those guys just hadn't worked together for a long time, and I don't think their chemistry was the best. It seemed like both guys were young, hungry guys, and maybe they could have switched up the match. Had one of those two guys wrestle Two Cold Scorpio, and the other one wrestle Al Snow or something like that. But it was pretty good anyway. So I'm going to wrap things up here and just say that I did enjoy the whole shtick of it, the whole time. And I don't think I've been recording anything anyway, so we'll see if this works. But this is Mike Messier of mikemessier.com and wrestlingwithsanity.com. Hoping you check it out and Thanks for listening to my babbling about pro wrestling at 9:05 in the morning. mikemessier.com, wrestlingwithsanity.com, and I'm trying to make eye contact with the little camera thing. Thank you. Thank you.